Hello and welcome to Cyrus Bales' Dispatches. Theresa May shocked the nation this week by actually turning up to an event with other parties. Yes, the Queen's speech, despite being delayed for the first time, finally went ahead. Rather than being defined by what was in it, it was defined by what was missing, which was basically any meaningful content whatsoever. No mention of climate change, no mention of the disabled and their social care plans, no end to austerity despite it actually killing people. As per usual, the rabid hate peddlers of the right wing tried to distract people from this by making a big deal of Corbyn not bowing, completely missing the point that he is not supposed to bow. Blackrod and the Speaker are the only ones who are meant to bow. But hey, why let facts get in the way of some juicy propaganda, right? Corbyn delivered his address afterwards, talking about the crazy notion of having homes fit for purpose and of ending austerity, a policy which is about as popular as Joseph Fritzl's childminding agency. Conservative MPs obviously took to jeering at the prospect of equality. And nothing typifies the Conservative Party quite like Jacob Rees-Mogg, the Right Honourable Member for 1852. He could not be further out of touch if he were locked in the phantom zone. He even tried to crack a joke that had all the wit and charm of aggressive bowel cancer. The Conservative Party manifesto has basically been abandoned. No grammar schools, no dementia tax, no fox hunting, no immigration cap, no scrapping winter fuel payment, no scrapping free school meals, no scrapping of the Fixed Term Parliament Act, backtracking on the school funding formula. Anybody who voted for the Conservatives should feel cheated, as they are completely ignoring just about everything that they campaigned on. So people now have no idea what they voted for. And speaking of people not knowing what they voted for, Brexit talks also began this week. From doing stand-up, I've learned to be very careful when making jokes about Brexit, because you never know when 52% of your audience won't understand it at all and will just get up and leave. So how did the first meeting go? Our man David Davis, a person with all the relevant expertise of Stevie Wonder in a Spot the Difference contest, came to negotiations with a plan to set up future trade talks alongside the divorce proceedings. Conversely, the EU's position was no trade talks until the separation is settled. They wanted the separation to focus on citizen rights and the payment that the UK must make in order to cover things already signed up to, which is estimated to be about £100 billion. Another key point the EU have put top priority on is the Irish border, with a focus on avoiding a hard border to maintain peace. It is somewhat telling that the EU are more concerned with peace in Northern Ireland than our own Conservative government, who have breached the Good Friday Agreement to hold on to power by siding with the DUP. So, did our champion David Davis stick it to the EU? No, of course not. The idea that the UK has any power of influence here is a farce. Every single one of the EU's opening demands were met, whilst the UK's only opening ambition was discarded. In these talks, Davis is about as respected as a necrophiliac at a mass grave, but without the ability to achieve any of his goals. There is no Brexit plan. It's basically just the UK capitulating to every demand of the EU, all because our government is intent on pursuing a self-destructive process to appease the electorate. And what do the Brexit crowd even want? Controls on immigration. We already had extensive controls on immigration within the EU under Directive 2004/38/EC that we just chose not to implement. And of course the dystopian tagline of taking back control, despite our civil service dismissing the notion that we ever had lost any sovereignty. This line can only work on people who are completely unaware of how the EU and our own government actually functions. As Professor Duggan told the Parliamentary Committee whilst explaining that we will definitely be worse off after Brexit, it isn't about getting a good deal, it's about getting the least worst deal. So much like a teenager in a 1970s edition of Top of the Pops, we are going to get screwed. I think I preferred things when all we had was Brexit means breakfast. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Take care. Goodbye.